Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Jamie Plays with me, Jamie, and today we'll be taking another look at Star Trek New Horizons, which is a total conversion mod for Stellaris. So if you missed the last episode, I'd highly recommend you watch that. We got into a coalition with the Betazoid houses and the Trill administration, so just an overview of the universe at the moment. We also, in the last episode, met some of these outlying empires, at least outlying from our current position. So we met the Klingons, we met the Antican Pax, the Tholian Assembly, Cardassian Union. We also met the First Federation, who are an unaffected race. And finally, we met the Romulan Star Empire as well. So what I hope we'll do for this episode is kind of expand out this way. Maybe meet some more people who are over here. And just kind of go from there and see what happens. So I'm going to unpause the game and just let it run. Yep, so we've literally just at the end of the last episode met the Romulan Star Empire, so that's why we can now declare war on them. And let's see, are you doing anything? No. So why don't we have you move there? Are you doing anything? No. So build an outpost. Oh, commercial invitation pact from the Deltan unit. Yes, please. And also from the Shepherlite guilds. Great. I'm just going to turn up the sound a little bit. Resume. Yeah. So yes, I don't think there's anything that we need to worry about really right now. Something that we're about to finish is the Verteron array, which allows us to terraform Mars. So that's definitely something we'll be doing in 15 days as well. And for the rest of this episode, I'm sure, because it takes quite a while. Great. So I'm going to start my decision. So everything to fund, to start the Martian terraforming and to progress through it, it used to be event-based, and now it's decision-based. So you have to spend a certain amount of energy, usually I believe it's about 100 energy credits, and then you have basically 365 days of this decision going on. Once it's finished, then an event will pop up, usually, and then you have to fund another special decision. So let's do that. So our construction ship's moving. How's the exploration of this place going? Almost finished, and the Klingons are doing it as well. So how are you doing? Great, so let's build stations, and then I guess move here. So Admiral gains trait. While in command of the second fleet, Admiral Venktason has learned to carefully nurse his supplies to significantly reduce ship operating costs across the board. Oh, that's good. So speaking of the second fleet, can we do anything? No, we can't afford to reinforce the fleet yet. I wonder how much it costs. It currently costs 373. Oh, that's why. We're just slightly under it. Now we can reinforce it. So I'm going to reinforce. So as per our Prime Minister's mandate, our planetary districts have expanded. Okay, excellent. That gives us unity. And a migration treaty from the Betazoid houses. Yes. Definitely want some Betazoids in my within my borders. And the Zindi can declare war on us. They have been able to for a long time, so I guess they've changed. Oh, they've become coalition builders because they must have finished their war with so at the middle to end of the last episode they were at war with the coalition of the Saurian League and the Deltan Union. So now they must have been forced to change to coalition builders. So maybe we can actually get them within our coalition. Is there an associate membership? Association status? Oh, everyone else votes no. Okay. So let's look at our research. So our fleet command has increased. Oh, we can unlock Planetary Specializations. That will be interesting. Or we can look at private contractors. So these gives us 2 facilities, navigation buoys, and private contractors. These always these help with trade. And piracy suppression +1, that's good. Or unlocks the advancements in healthcare, which we've seen before in the previous episode, where every healthcare worker improves population growth. Let's go for planetary specializations. Maybe then we can actually start specializing our planets. Oh, Villat can build something else. That's great. Let's build. Well, it's still a oh, it's now a developed colony. Let's look. No. So an alloy forge could be good because we don't really have. We're not really making many alloys, and we definitely need to increase our fleet production. So let's do that. Coalition Association offer. Trill Administration wishes to give the Valerian Freeholds Association status. Yep, I'm quite happy to basically expand and expand and give everyone association as quickly as possible. Trade deal. Oh, they're giving us stuff. That's always great. So they've been. Where are the this is the Trill Valerian Freeholds. Ah, that's this little thing right here. Oh, okay. So sandwiched between the Cardassian Union and the Zenkethi Coalition, both of whom do not like us.
For Cardassia.
Yeah, no, they don't like us. Oh, coalition invitation. Ah, so they have then joined the Saurian League, Deltan Union, and Coalition. So these 3 are now together. That's good. So once I kind of play intergalactic Pac-Man, research. So once I play intergalactic Pac-Man, incorporate Trill, incorporate Betazoid, the Betazoid houses or Beta Z, then I'd like to join this this coalition here. To do the same thing there. So let's review the Trill administration process. Let's do high intensity negotiations because they're currently at 48%. Let's see, what are you doing? Okay, ooh, more duranium plates. So it would be great if we could actually claim this system. And the only thing I'm missing is the system survey because it's not been fully surveyed. So, a microsingularity recently intersected Zaran 3A, passing straight through the core and emerging on the other side of the moon. The encounter does not seem to have caused any permanent damage, but it has altered the energy output of the planetary core slightly in a way that defies our current scientific models. Further study may be warranted. So it adds anomalous readings to Zaran 3, which I believe gives us, or adds physics. Let's see. Yeah, adds physics. A physics deposit that we can then research. Construction complete, meaning, yep, our construction ship. Almost. Come on. Oh, met some new random people. Let's get in contact with them.
An alien empire has established communications.
The Sharite Commission. Oh, 1 second. Where are the Sharites? Ah, they must be down here. No, Antikin packs. Where are the Sharites? We greet you in peace. Ah, they are right here. Yeah, slaving despots, they hate me at the moment. Probably will continue to for a while. But that's okay. And they've closed their borders. And the Romulans have declared me...
We will not tolerate espionage.
They have declared me a rival, so why don't I declare a rival back? Because it's not as though they like me, and it will give me a boost with the Saurian League, and anybody else who hates the Romulans. So, declare rivalry. Sounds great. And continuing on. Come on. Oh. So this is what's happening on Mars. So if we go to Mars, we'll see that it's been a year since we activated that decision. So the 5 members of the United Federation of Planets Committee for Martian Affairs slip quietly into the small room in Prime Station Dome. Minutes from the previous session are read before an aide serves the committee chairperson a datapad. These are the findings of the committee. The Mars Initiative have made great strides, however the project is still in its infancy. Mars has hardly changed under the onslaught of the comets captured by the Verteron array. So far, just 10% of our goals have been met. So initiate the project. This then allows us to take the next decision, which is actually, it's a repeatable decision, so we'll fund terraforming again. And in a year, we'll see what happens then. So the Ferengi don't like the Zenkethi, so that's great.
Salvage everywhere.
Because that means they're getting closer and closer to us. Let's form a research agreement. Yep, that then increases our trust. So there are bad people here. Pirates, okay, that's fair. Oh, we can now build that starbase, which is great because then we get 2 duranium plating without having to build any kind of forge or use any of our population jobs. So, can I... Nope. I still cannot reinforce... Oh, because it's already at full strength. Haha. Very, very true. So, our naval capacity is up to 79, but we could technically put 100, or we could put enough ships to fill to 100 naval capacity in our fleet. The question is... So our intrepid light cruisers do a damage of 22.21 per day. The NX class explorers do 40.06. Is it worth adding the NX? It can't hurt. So let's do, I guess, 5 NX explorers, the max we can do, and maybe add another frigate and reinforce with that frigate. So at the moment we can see that we would go over our naval capacity. I'm not going to do this yet, I'm just filling in the fleet, and then obviously I need more naval capacity, which I cannot do at this point in time, because we have our Naval Logistics Center on all of our Anchorage starports. Ah, we don't, actually. Let's change the traffic control for Naval Logistics, and this one as well. Ah, I need alloys, so maybe I won't.
Construction complete.
So something has finished construction. Ah, Desica, you're finished. Let's build mining stations there. Where are you going? Let's go here first, and then have you set to auto explore, so then you'll probably go back there.
Research complete.
So duotronic computers, that's great. We can now upgrade our ships to be smarter, basically. So we can unlock synchronized defenses, so we get a central computer core for the starbase and a defense grid. The aceton assimilators again, or deuterium collector, neutron enricher, and the decision to import deuterium. I think I'm going to go difficult because I don't really need any of these things. I guess I'll just go for mass scale matter enrichment. And I will definitely upgrade the fleet.
Construction complete.
And we have the Sharite Commission has declared their rivalry. But to be honest, I think we already have... Yep, we can only have 3 rivals at the same time. So, thank you, but no thank you. So, Anaxar is still being incorporated into the Federation as a member world, meaning we won't have direct control over Anaxar once it's added, but, yeah, there'll be a member world, so that will be great.
We are eager to learn about your society.
Great. I'm just wondering if we can add anyone else into our coalition. They're usually very good once you get to that threshold of being added that, oh yes, I'm going to ask you now, can I join your coalition? But sometimes
Rai and Jiri has Lunga. Rai.
excuse me. So we'll look at this Martian event first. Dreams of a Blue Planet. The 5 members of the UFP Commission slip quietly. So it's literally the same text, but now we're at over 25% of the final goals. So we're going, thank you. Let's go back to Mars and take another decision. So again, fund the Martian terraforming, that's fine. Do we have any decisions on Earth? Oh yes, we can still expand Tycho City, that's true. What does it... I don't remember what it does though. Oh, we can upgrade one of our farming, our large-scale fields. We would then need benzene nitrate, so an upkeep of 1 per food production. But it does add 2 jobs, I believe. Yes, it does, and the base job production goes to 30, so more food. We are currently gaining 5 per month, so yes, I'm going to do this upgrade. Anything else we can upgrade? I'll look at that in 1 second. So this needs to have a higher... it's a regional capital. Oh yeah, so this administration complex will need to be increased before... Oh, that's the entertainment center. And I don't think any of these have... Oh, we can upgrade our field headquarters now to a administration complex on Rurkhan. So I'm going to do that. What about this one? Nope. And we're still colonizing Tau Ceti Prime. So, dreams of a blue planet. Sir, shouted one of the xenopaleobotanists further down the cave. They were located 2 kilometers below the Martian surface, not far from the edges of the Garni crater. The entire cave formation was only revealed recently after an especially rough quake that followed a comet strike brought down the covering walls. The geological structure immediately attracted the attention of local science teams because the cave held trace elements of an especially important molecule, water. Paul Boone, leader of the Mars Terraforming Initiative, followed the call deeper inside the cave. A small group of researchers were crouched near a small, tapering pillar, whispering excitedly. As he grew closer, he could see the beam of light illuminating a small, shallow pool of water, covered by an organic-looking metallic sheen. The biologists were moving their tricorders again and again. There, in the briny water, were millions of fossilized insects, evidence that Mars did carry life once upon a time. An incredible find. So great. Oh, we have some research. So we can now research dedicated phaser 2, an electrostatic fusion power core, or protein fabricator. Let's go for the phaser 2. I think this will help us gain more advanced ships as well, or allow us to research more advanced ships. Planet specialization just finished. That's great. So we can unlock the Galactic Forum. This is a megastructure, and this dramatically increases your relations with other races. We can unlock or improve the commercial district for amenities, or unlock several edicts. I'm going to go for the Galactic Forum because it really does help with your relations with other races. People like you a lot more if you have this Galactic Forum. I think this is supposed to represent where the Federation Council and or kind of the parliamentary system of the Federation meets. I'm not honestly sure, because I think they usually met. But I think in Star Trek you never actually really see them meet, but I don't think they ever met in kind of like a mega structure type setting. I think it was usually in conferences on planets and things like that, or within the yeah, I'm not sure if it's technically I know that the United Federation of Planets is technically an interstellar republic, which I guess would mean that they have more of a Senate kind of maybe congressional type setup, but I don't really know how that works. I don't think that was really ever fully explained. So, on Earth we can build another building. So let's see. So I see we don't have the embassy complex yet. So I think I'm going to go for that. This basically adds ambassador jobs, and they produce trade. It looks like, so we can see here, ambassador jobs, job-based production, 12 unity, 12 supplies, and 12 trade, and that's per job. So this is, once this is full, basically times 3 is what we will then have, which is great. It looks like we can also build on Pjem, which is also nice because we have an unemployed worker. And on Pjem, we actually don't have any kind of specializations, which makes jobs any better, but it does say that this looks to be like a commercial outpost. Can we? Oh yes, and we can't change that yet, I don't think. So well, we're currently losing food, so I guess why don't we make some food, because I see housing's fine and amenities are fine, so we don't have to worry about our population at the moment. Let's go for food then. Large-scale farms, there we go. And on our fledgling colony, it's a subarctic, so it's class P. They're colder and less hospitable, even than Arctic M planets. Class P planets do not have a nickel-iron core or have the nickel-iron core of the Minshara world, which is what the M means. Over 80% of the surface is frozen water, glaciers that are millions of years old, and miles of frozen ice. The world rarely experiences temperature higher than 0 degrees Celsius. So what should we build here? Again, we're losing food, and we're going to have a colony. Hopefully these will be gaining more population, so I'm going to build another farm. It's a little bit ironic considering we're doing that on a subarctic world, but hey, things happen. So our construction ship is still there. How are you doing? Oh, you have one more place. No, this is your last place. Great, so good timing. Review trill thing. You're at 84%. So now the question is, do we go for low? Let's go for middle or medium intensity negotiation, because I believe high intensity we were at like 40 something and now we're at 80. So we need about, so that was about 40% increase. We need about half that. Hopefully the medium intensity negotiations will be that half. And that means that next time we will then be able to incorporate trill in the next decision.
System survey complete.
Great, so you have just finished. I need to set our science ship. The Enterprise. Yeah, I'm going to set our science ship to, rather than passive, I'm going to set it to evasive. Even though, you probably noticed, this is our... So this is the Enterprise, this is the flagship, which is one of the new features of Star Trek New Horizons Into the Mirror Darkly. However, I don't actually know its... So, flagships also have weapons on them, and to be honest, I don't know what the weapons power or what the fleet power of the Enterprise is. So I'm going to have a look in the ship designer and see if there's anything... There's not really anything here that tells me. And I'm honestly not sure where to look. Well, anyway, I don't necessarily want to lose my flagship. Oh, actually here. No. Hull points, shields, FTL capability. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. So I'm not going to risk it by having him, or having the ship, try to go through these Noskin pirates and then actually finding out that, oh, hey, guess what? I actually, that will kill me. So we'll have you survey Ralor, and then maybe let's go back for upgrades and then automatically explore again.
Kiazi's children, their faces wet.
So I was just looking. Oh, great, additional mining stations, that means we gain unity. And we gain a tradition as well. So we're currently looking at the Federation traditions. We can either... adopt this tradition reduces the cost of bringing civilizations into the Federation to 75%. So what this means is we're currently reviewing the Trill administration and reviewing their ascension process. At the moment, it has a base cost based on its size, things like that. This would reduce that by 25%. Or we can have efficient healthcare reduces crime by -10 and improves stability by 5. But I think we're actually fine on stability. Looking here, for example, we have no crime, so yeah, 0% crime and 88% stability. So we're actually okay. So what I'm going to do is do the cultural exchange, which lowers the cost of bringing new civilizations into the Federation. Which means, so Trill won't be affected because it's not new, we're currently going through there, but everything else should be affected. Meaning that when we integrate the Betazoid houses or anything else from now on, it should be easier. Which will be great. Looking forward to that. Oh, they also have a minor civilization, which means probably that, and I think the minor civilization has a space here we go, space station, which means they might be warp capable. They are warp capable, so that means we can then start incorporating them into the Federation. So material technology breakthrough. So from the last episode, we started researching. No, it wasn't phaser coils. Yeah, breakthrough in advanced materials. So this is to do with hull construction. So we can choose to make our hull construction lighter, more armored, more reinforced, or more modular. Meaning, I believe that means it will cost less. So can you provide me more information? Light hull construction. By selecting the specialization, we order our scientists to focus their energies to develop materials that are progressively lighter, yet still retain their durability. This will also open up a path of research that deals with making materials harder to detect on sensors. The results are ships that are capable of evading enemy fire with much greater ease. I recommend selecting this option if you want to focus on a fleet of small, fast, and nimble ships to maximize this path's benefit. So, you probably remember, well, if you watched from the last episode, that we went for high energy thrusters, which again is for movement, and the other one, which I think was low temperature thrusters, was for evasion and things like that. So I'm not going to go for the light hull construction, because for the other option I also kind of backed out of having ships that could evade well. Or ships that were harder to detect on sensors. So, armored hull construction. By selecting this path, we will direct our scientists to develop hull consisting of multiple layers of extremely durable alloys. Eventually, this path also leads to breakthroughs in the development of advanced armor plating techniques and materials. I recommend this option if you want to focus on fleets of large, heavily armored vessels. So, reinforced hull construction. We direct our scientists to focus on development on the sturdiest materials possible for hull construction, as well as advanced techniques for internal structural reinforcement of the entire vessel. I recommend this option if you want to focus on fleets of large, sturdy vessels with increased hull values. So this adds hull, this one adds armor, or the modular hull construction. They can easily replace to suit the vessel's current mission. While not as strong as other designs, it is the most cost-effective way to design a vessel. I recommend this option if you want to focus on fleets of cheaper, more easily replaced vessels, or replaceable vessels. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm either going to go for armor or hull. Large, heavily armored vessels or large, sturdy vessels. So basically, it reads the same. I guess let's look at our current ships. So currently we have 250 armor and 2,112 hull points. Maybe we should then reinforce our armor because our hull points are quite high in comparison to our armor. Yeah, let's go for armor, I guess. So, great. We have several research things we now have to deal with. But 2 seconds, we're going to deal with Mars again. So we're now at 35%. That's great. Let's take this decision again. So you might notice, for example, you start with unterraformed Mars, this modifier here. We will see that this will start changing, hopefully soonish. So let's look at our research. So we have dedicated phaser 2, that's great. We can go for burst phasers, which are similar. We can go for the acetona simulators or an astrometrics lab, which can be put on science ships and increases research. Let's go for, let's go for phasers again. And then for our engineering research, we can go for gamma radiation synthetic dilithium manufactory. This improves dilithium production, which we're okay with at the moment. We can go for traffic control or photon torpedoes. Let's do photon torpedoes. So because our fleet, we now have that improved armor and everything. Let's upgrade our fleets, or singular fleet, because this one is just the ships that we found, and I don't think those can ever be upgraded. So none of my construction ships do anything. So why don't you build a starbase there? You build a starbase. Nope, you're going to move there, and we will see if we can build a starbase there eventually. Excuse me. Oh, dreams of a blue planet. The tension in the control room was palpable. A flotilla of tugs was pulling the last segments of the mirror into position, and even a millimeter misalignment of the 5-kilometer wide complex could ruin the great assembly. Boone paced back and forth along the small chamber, making a small indentation in the carpet. The controller gazed at him, irritated, thought of asking him again to sit down, thought better of it, and continued his work. 10 minutes later, however, there was no more need to worry. The sensor grid reported every single segment was properly aligned. Ponderously, xenon plasma jets kicked in. Maybe it should be xenon, but it says xeon plasma jets kicked in, making the final adjustment. Then the mirror was angled just so, and suddenly pure blessed light blasted across the Martian surface, reflected from above. Already the surface temperatures were climbing. Boone grinned at the mirror and hurried to report to his superiors. The controller shook his head, mentally switching his focus to the next mirror complex under construction. So these mirrors will usher in a new age for Mars. That's great.
Automatic defense procedures initiated.
If we go to Mars, we will then also see we have the solar refractory, which increases the habitability by 5%. So that's great.
Construction complete.
So Pajem has finished its construction. Let's see if there's anything else we can upgrade. Any buildings, I mean. Yep, so let's upgrade this farm, so these large-scale farms, to drone-assisted farming. Again, that will take 1 brizine nitrate, but we're currently still producing 4. Or maybe now 3, because we can upgrade our administrative complex. That's great, let's do that. This construction has finished. Mining station, research stations, great. Can we build an outpost here? Yes, we can. Let's do that. And then I'm actually going to have you go upgrade. So that way, because we're basically finished building this way, I think, at least down here. Because we have the Nausicaan pirates here. Not sure there, but we would have to get through either the Orion Syndicate or the Nausicaan Pirates. And while I could with my fleet, I don't necessarily want to at the moment. If someone suddenly declares war on me, I don't want to have to worry about that. So, Coalition Association offer. The Trill Administration wishes to give the Bajoran Second Republic association status with the Coalition. Yes, please. So they've been given association status, that's great. Hopefully, once I incorporate Trill, which should be very soon, I can then invite both Bajor and the Union of Beta Aurigae to the party, basically. Is this... Oh, this is Trill as well. And they have yet another primitive species down here in the Talos Star group. Let's take a look. Oh, that's beautiful. So it's the stellar Nursery. Are often found in the heart of dense star clusters, are highly condensed pockets of interstellar matter that are in the process of forming into new protostars. These stars are at the final stage of their formation, just before the ignition of thermonuclear reactions in the nucleus. After the ignition, the outward pressure from the released energy finds an equilibrium with the inward pressure from the gravitational pull of the newly formed star's mass. The protostar then officially becomes a main sequence star. Great. And this is Talos. Yep, which is pre-warp civilization. Oh, Telosian remnant? That's not necessarily good. Interesting. Haven't seen that before. Oh, so these two are almost done. So let's have you build the mining stations there. And then I will have you move to Rautor. And the Antican Pax don't want us in their borders anymore. It's okay. Oh, Valerian Freeholds decided to end their association with the Beneficial League, so that's us. Ooh, that's not so good. Okay. Coalition invitation, they want to join. Yep, the Beneficial League. Oh yeah, so they've joined, and I completely missed that. So I guess they joined, and the Valerian Freeholds don't like them very much. Probably that's what happened. But that's great. Hopefully Bajor will... So, anyway, we have a migration
Mirab,
proposal.
his sails furled on the river Tamach.
Yes, agree. Let's get rid of some of these notifications. Also, we don't actually have a relic besides the flute, which I played for you several times in the last episode. Beautiful from the episode Inner Light. If you haven't heard it, definitely go watch that episode, because it's beautiful music. But I don't want... You have to spend 10 influence every single time you play it, and I want to keep my influence. So, oh, we now have access to the Galactic Forum, so we'll try and build that as well in this episode. So, we have a Xeno Zoo, plus 10 years to lead a lifespan, or advances in healthcare. I guess let's do lifespan, that's always a good idea. So, let's take a look at our construction ships, and let's try and build, if we go to the megastructures, the Galactic Forum takes 250 influence points, so we'll kind of need to save up for that. Oh yes, so you actually build the Galactic Forum and then you have to upgrade it, which costs 4,000 duranium. We are currently fine with duranium. Ooh, is it really 4,000 duranium? Oh, it is 4,000 duranium. So we're only at a tenth of that, so maybe we should actually build some duranium forges. So now we're at 50% on the Mars development program, that's great, so let's take some more decisions to continue that. Let's see if I can increase also my influence production. So that comes from your factions. So I'm currently getting them from getting influence from actually from all of them. So 0.7 from, so the higher the approval rating, basically the higher the influence. It's also modified based on how many populations support that faction. So let's see what the Veteran Association wants. Military education, strong alone, and form the Federation of Planets. Okay, well, so it's a more militaristic faction. Interesting name though, the Starfleet Veterans Association. I think that's probably based on the base game. So usually people who fight in your military would be more militaristic. Not so much in the Star Trek universe, at least from what we've seen so far. Who knows, maybe Star Trek Picard will change that. And then the Boomer Independent Traders seem to be more like the industrial faction. Defensive stance, they only want defensive wars, frontier traditions, private schools, and private healthcare. So one way we can definitely improve their view of us, their approval rating, is to research frontier traditions. So maybe I'll do that next. The Orion Union entered a defensive pact with the Zenkethi coalition. Ooh. So the USS Mercury's had to escape from somewhere. That's okay. It escaped, fortunately. Pajem has finished its construction.
Construction complete.
Great.
Construction complete.
Also great. So our construction ships are doing well. So I want you to build an outpost here. Oh, nope, just kidding. You move there and build an outpost there. Then I'll kind of swing back. Because at least here, it looks like the Sharonites are not expanding at all. Excuse me. I seem to have a frog in my throat. Yeah, tips for anyone recording videos or anything. Probably have a glass of water nearby, which I usually do. I'm sure that in some of the previous episodes you've heard me take a sip, or maybe even a gulp, depending on how much I needed. But at the moment, I have forgot to bring water and put it on my desk. So, oops. So, our science vessel's back. Let's have you upgrade, and then go back to explore. Let's see, how are...
Research complete.
So, genome mapping, great. So we have that plus 10 years. Ooh. Let's do the research first, just because it's going to be... This is going to be juicy, I really hope. So we can increase our naval capacity by 40. Ooh, that would be great. We can then fully supply the second fleet. Increase lifespan by 10 years again. Or the private contractors. Let's go for naval capacity. So that's that, and now we can get on to the important thing of the council. Review the Trill administration ascension process. Oh, we can welcome them in because they're now at 108%. Great, so let's welcome them in, and let's zoom out a little bit so we can see. So we can now welcome the Trill administration into the Federation of Planets. And it changed. Yay! It's all ours. And because we now border a lot of new places, we can now declare lots of new wars, basically. Let's get rid of all of these. Boom, 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 boom. So whenever you I'll read the text first. With the ascension of Trill into the Federation, many Trill look to brave new worlds to experience life in the Federation. Whilst the conditions may be different from what they are used to on their homeworld, many of these pioneering Trill are taking the first steps from their world onto our own. What should we do with those who wish to migrate? We can say, stay on Trill, sponsor them in a colony world, or welcome to Earth. Basically what this means is that we can either gain a population on Earth, on one of our colony worlds, or leave them on Trill. And I'm going to say Earth, because why not? Sounds good. So, a few things we need to take care of. So, we've gained all of this. It looks like they built their, or they built stations rather well. So they, for example, there are no, all of the mining stations and the research stations have been finished, so we don't have to do that. That's great. But they probably didn't have access to uranium plating, so we need to build that when possible. Actually, that will be good. What you should do, let's have you still do the upgrade in Earth, but then come down here and build a mining station here. The Telosian remnants are at pre-warp. The Museti, oh yes, these are the warp capable. This is the warp capable civilization. So what I'm going to do, select the observation outpost and give them Federation membership. So again, this is -1 influence per month and +4 progress per month, plus 0.4 progress per month, excuse me, before I misspeak.
Priority 1 message. Incoming.
And anything else? I'll deal with that in a second. No, I think that's it so far. So we do have one extra starbase than we're supposed to, which is increasing our starbase upkeep by 25%. This actually doesn't look to be too bad at the moment. It's increased, so we'll see here we're making less energy credits now because of it, but we're still in the positive, so I think I'm okay. So let's look at the colony worlds that we gained. So Core Corrali 1 is good for food. Oh, this will become our food place. So they have a local garrison, which adds defensive jobs, so marine jobs, which gives us 6. Each marine job gives us 6 defensive armies for this planet, an administration center, and the field headquarters. So what I'm going to do is current population of 4. Once this reaches 6, I'm basically only going to build farms here for a while. And we have planetary features, quicksand basin, and an active volcano. Okay, that's great. Well, not great, but it's good to know. And at Tagra 4, it's a fledgling colony, again from the Trill region, and they have a defensive garrison. Yeah, seems fine to me. Good to know. These can be upgraded to a division headquarters, but I'm not going to do that just yet, I don't think. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's a worker job anyway, the marine. Fine. Let's upgrade these while I have the time and the minerals and things like that. Oh, I'm going to have to eat my words. So our energy credits actually just dropped down to 0, which is, yeah, it was kind of, that's what I was more expecting. So we'll need to keep an eye on this, but I think we'll be fine for now. Migration treaty proposal from the Shepherlite guilds. Great. Can we invite them into coalition? No, not quite yet.
War declared.
Oh. Yes, so the Orion Trade Union has declared war on our ally, the Union of Beta Gari. We're now at war with them. So, let's see. So it's the Zenkathi and the Orions against all of the Federation and the Betasoid houses and the Union of Beta Aragae. Ooh, wonderful. Now the question is, so I'm looking at my fleet, which is here. Well, actually, 2 seconds. Let's take a look at our shipyards, the new things we gained. So this shipyard has basically a shipyard and a naval depot, and it's the same thing down here. So first things first, I want to create the trade route, so that way we can actually benefit. And let's go right click. Oh, hold on. Let's maybe do this one first. So let's right click this hub, and then let's take this trade route and just connect it to our trade routes there. So then if we look at our trade, route map. We now boom, boom, boom. Well, that's good. So, what I'm going... Okay. Good to know, good to know. All of this stuff good. So... okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a... Oh, we have not set our war goal. Ah, I guess I must be the leader? Or maybe this is my individual war goal? But I thought only... So we can demand demilitarization, humiliate them, impose our ideology, and then... Ooh, that could be nice. So this releases... So in the event of a status quo peace, the systems we occupy will be released as new ideological ally, if they include at least one planet, or the trade embargo, which makes it much harder for them to produce things. I think I'm going to go for impose ideology. That would be great, so that way we can... Because these people absolutely hate us. I mean, the Zenkethi, I think, are hegemonic imperialists, the Orions are slaving despots. So let's set our war goal to be... So basically, we're never going to be friends with them. They're going to hate us always. But what we can do is impose our ideology, and that way, if we can... we can't actually do anything, because only the main defender can set the war goal. Okay, never mind. It would be great if we can impose ideological thing against them, or use the ideology against them, but we can't. So, what I'm going to do... you haven't finished upgrading. So what I'm going to do is actually use my fleet and send them this way. Because... Oh, actually we have another civilization there. 2 seconds. So I'm going to send my fleets this way. And the reason being, we have the Trill here, who have a fleet. We have... Tellar, who... Where are you sending your fleet? You're merging with First Fleet, which is where? That's Betazoid, Betazoid. Well, they're merging with their First Fleets, which is where? That's the Trill, Second Fleet, Andorian First Guard, Vulcan Fourth Fleet. Oh, Tellar, Prime First Fleet. And it's returning to Forte Erderoni Station. So what it looks like, so our enemies are here and here. And our member worlds, so the big thing about having member worlds is that they come and help you fight, which is great. So this is Andoria, and this is Vulcan. Most likely they will come down here and start attacking this part of the Orion holdings. And we have the Tellars, who actually their fleet is currently over here, and Trill, who are here. And they will attack, most likely, they will go for the Zenkethi. But Tellar's relatively unprotected at the moment. We also have the Betazoids and this union of Beta Aurigae. They will most likely go for the Orions because they're the closest. So that kind of leaves the Zenkethi. Also, we have systems here which are unprotected. So I'm going to move my position, or move my second fleet here once it's finished upgrading. So I think hopefully it will take the Zenkethi a few minutes, well, a little while to consult their fleet and have it actually come over here and start attacking. But basically we will see. So I guess we now have a war goal. Is impose ideology. Great, so they went with the one that I kind of wanted anyway. Can we make any claims? Nope, we don't have enough influence. Okay. So let's get rid of these. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a cut in here, and then we shall... in the next episode we are going to fight this war. So thank you very much for watching. I hope it's been as interesting for you as it has for me. And now, I'm going to basically put the cut in here, and I'll see you next time. So, bye! Hello everyone, thanks once again for watching this episode of Star Trek New Horizons Into the Mirror Darkly. If you enjoyed watching and you liked what you saw, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'll try and bring out videos whenever possible, and yeah, I hope to see you again in the future. So take care and ta-ta for now.